have you purchased?
My lords.
At an XRP 11,
Page 61.
but it only talks about the rate per carriage rate per bag, quintal. That is not the price of the. आगे भाई जी को मालूम हो कि आपके हाथ का बेचा हुआ चावल 500 वजन 1000 क्विंटल, आपका 56 क्विंटल 24-40 क्विंटल क्या है
फॉर्मेट?
नहीं फॉर्मेट में भरा हुआ हम तो वो आपका कहने का मतलब है कि 24,000 केजी है
इस पे
इस पर मैंने आप यू आर मनी
मल
they are supposed to return money
always
quantum now there because 500 is the way 500 is written, it looks like it is rupees 500, but ये बोरा 500 है
जी,
ठीक है। और पर क्विंटल आप कह रहे हैं कि 60 रुपए प्रति क्विंटल उसका भाड़ा हुआ कैरेज, ठीक। प्राइस इसका कहां से देखेंगे? जितना किस मोड से आपने किया है? Where is that proceeding? Please bring us, otherwise we'll impose heavy cost. We find that you have wrongly stated, and both the authorities were absolutely wrong. They did not find anything. They say that there is nothing on record to blame him, but because he brought the rice and got it unloaded in the godowns, therefore it is being confiscated. That we are not agreeable for this.
Observe that page number 61. The bora is, the bags are 500, and in next page number 62, the bags are 488, and in proceedings, Your Lordship, the entire bags are 1,465. That will be evident from page number 36.
Please give us on affidavit. We are asking from you. What was the amount of rice that you have seized? By what mode have you sold? How many bags and at what rate?
Yes, sir.
Give it by affidavit. We are recording it. Likhiye. Heard Mr. Sumit Kumar Singh, learned counsel for the petitioner, and Mr. Alok Ranjan for the state. Mr. Shailendra Kumar Singh appears for the BSFC. This writ petition has been filed. कहाँ पर है पेज?
उसी में बीच वाले
पेज 63 my lord.
चिट्ठी क्या है? क्या है पेज 63?
लास्ट पेज ऑफ द रिट एप्लीकेशन है।
कहाँ पर पेज 63?
सेकेंड कॉलम में लॉर्डशिप, इन द सेकेंड कॉलम डीएम कैमूर के पत्रांक 2144 दिनांक 22/7/18 के आलोक में जब चावल की राशि एवं अनुमंडल पदाधिकारी के ज्ञापन स्वयं दिनांक के आलोक में।
क्या बोलता है? क्या लिखा हुआ है?
In compliance to that letters, Your Lordship, this auction was done and this amount was deposited.
नहीं क्या कह रहे हैं? I have not followed what is he said.
He is saying that it may be brought on record so that it will suffice that how the entire proceeding has been.
So that is what we are asking. What important thing is he pointing out?
That is Your Lordship.
कौन सी ऐसी important चीज आप बोल रहे हैं? This is what we are indicating.
Yes.
क्या लिखा है? This writ petition has been filed challenging the orders passed by the District Magistrate Kaimur on 9/10/2018, whereby 756 quintals of rice belonging to the petitioner has been confiscated, as well as the order dated 3/9/2021, passed by the Additional District Judge number 2 Kamur Bhabua in appeal, whereby the aforesaid order of confiscation has been sustained. It is the case of the petitioner that the rice in question was unloaded in the BSFC, it was unloaded in a godown where CMR, where the government CMR was also stored. The explanation offered by the petitioner that it was unloaded, it was unloaded for the bad weather was not accepted to be the correct explanation, and the rice in question has been confiscated. Land Council for the petitioner has submitted that both the orders impugned in the present petition clearly indicate that there has not been any violation of any one of the provisions of EC Act or any control order, as rice is not a controlled commodity, and that there was no accusation of mixing the CMR, mixing the government CMR with the rice belonging to the petitioner. The petitioner has definite proof of the rice having been purchased from a dealer. Be that as it may, from the records of this case we find that the rice is not of a good rice was not found to be of good quality, as it had consumed moisture because of bad weather. However, the same appears to have been sold and the proceeds sold for rupees 18,885, decline of figure 18,000, and deposited in state treasury. Land Council for the petitioner has submitted that in the first instance the order of confiscation and later the appellate order sustaining the order of confiscation is bad in the eyes of law, as both the orders take note of the fact that there is no ground whatsoever justifying the confiscation of the rice except that it was unauthorizedly loaded for some unloaded for some time in the Bazar Samiti campus. The Land Council for the petitioner has also laid a grievance that the rice was sold in 2018 when the market price of the same was rupees 9 lakhs. Under what circumstances was it sold in auction for a paltry amount of rupees 18,885 is not known. The counter affidavit on behalf of the for 9 lakhs. उसमें जहाँ लिखा हो कि the price market value is 9 lakhs, which perhaps the petitioner has purchased for rupees 4 lakhs. ठीक है, 55 हो गया. All right, तो छोड़ देना. You have brought the evidence of having purchased the rice for 9 lakhs.
I have to.
तो कहाँ दिखाते हैं आप?
जी हमको the question that has come from
इधर उधर की बहस करते हैं, जो डॉक्यूमेंट आपके पास है वो दिखाएंगे नहीं.
पेज 53 एंड 54 देखिए.
मतलब
पेज 53
मतलब
आप ही का डॉक्यूमेंट है.
क्या लिखा है पूरा बाद में? The counter affidavit on behalf of the respondents does not state as to by what mode and what quantity of rice was sold, which could only fetch rupees 18,000. Which could only fetch rupees 18,000. Let a detailed counter affidavit in that regard, indicating and bringing on record the documents in support of the fact that the rice was sold only for rupees 18,000 and odd, be brought on record by the next date. Failing which, this court would consider settling exemplary cost on the respondents.
oblige.
Re-notify on 2 weeks. Bring it on record. You have to return, that's out of question. what should be the price, and how have you eaten away all this? 9 lakhs rice, only 2 days of open weather storage, and you have been able to fetch only 18,000. Surprising.
Your Lordship, if your Lordship may kindly come to
We don't know. File your affidavit in the manner in which you normally file affidavit. Don't say that in this.
11th of May.
Oblige me.
Chile.
05, Mr. Ram Kishore Singh.
Yes, Mr.
May it please your Lordship, my Lord. My Lord, the brief facts, my Lord, in 2 pages, my Lord, of all the 4 cases, my Lord, I have compiled at one place for the assistance of the
Thank you,
Honorable
Mr.
Court, my
Rajan.
Lord.
Thank you. You
That, my Lord, I always try to do for the... And, my Lord, the state pursuant to the earlier judicial order...
this case may be passed over.
Yes.
This case may be passed over.
Why?
In one case, DB1 has passed on similar matter.
Exactly same matter, Your Lordship. Only the DB1 has passed an order, Your Lordship. That
Passed an order in favor of the petitioner.
Now, my Lord, your Lordship will see...
Let it be passed over. We'll see it on next.
अच्छा ठीक है
We are
I'll just
keeping this-
indicate my lord the reply my lord has been filed my lord in the one case in which they have filed their counter affidavit.
All right.
My lord, this counter affidavit is also pursuant to the judicial order
A
of the honorable
short,
DB1.
a short notes of argument and reply to the counter affidavit has been filed across the board. Let it be filed on behalf of the petitioner across the board. Let it be taken on record. First up. On the request of the council for the state, let this matter be listed for further consideration on
27th.
Next version.
27th April. 27th.
27th of April.
My lord, there is some difficulty of my learned friend on
Give us a
May,
date.
so yes,
Which date?
so some family next Wednesday. इसके बाद वाला Wednesday
27 के बाद वाला
27 के बाद वाला जो next Wednesday आता
7th
है
of May.
7th of May.
7th of May, that's fine. Oblige.
Late Mr. Dhananjay Kumar.
Yes, Mr. Dhananjay.
I have filed already counter reply to counter my lord. But a limited question, my lord, your lordship will find from the earlier order passed by this honorable court. A specific
Counter affidavit you have filed, Mr. Upendra Pratap Singh? Have you given him a copy?
Yes, my lord, he has given.
All right, let us see first.
My lord, the only order I would
Just a
like-
minute, Mr. Dhananjay Kumar.
I-
Wait for a minute.
I am sure.
Now, when after the order passed in CWJC number 5300 of 2019, you went before respondent number 2, that is the collector.
My-
Then what happened?
Your lordship.
Has he passed an order?
Yes, my lord.
He has again passed an order.
Yes, my lord, that order is under challenge. my
All
lord.
right. And he did not give you the inquiry report.
No, nothing was given, my lord. Not complaint to the filed by the person concerned, my lord. They is saying that.
What have they said in their counter affidavit with respect to this
No,
accusation?
nothing.
He has not said
There is
anything.
no reply on that.
Mr. Upendra Pratap Singh, why do you waste your paper like this? In fact, if you look at the order dated 25/2/2022, we have recorded this. So therefore, the counter affidavit was required to be filed only on that issue, that the statement made by the petitioner that he was not afforded the copy of the inquiry report is incorrect or correct. What have you said all this in 10 pages?
Order itself, your lordship. will find.
Stop.
I can't defend my opinion.
You can't defend this. Now let us see what is the order now. Second.
Your lordship will kindly.
Specific.
Just a minute. Give us 1 minute.
Yes.
Let us see the order. आपने उसमें कुछ भी जवाब नहीं दिया ना काउंटर एफिडेविट में?
कुछ नहीं।
लिखिए, the license of the petitioner was cancelled, against which he had approached the appellate authority but failed. Stop. The petitioner perforce came to this court by CWJC number 5300 of 2019, which was disposed of by order dated 13/11/2019, observing that if a document like the inquiry report is not made available to the petitioner, he would not get any opportunity to submit a proper show cause to the notice so served upon him. The appellate authority therefore was directed to consider the appeal of the petitioner afresh, keeping in mind the aforementioned aspect of the matter, and take a final decision. Pursuant to the aforesaid direction, the matter was again heard by the appellate authority, namely the District Magistrate East Champaran Motihari. But in this instance also, the inquiry report was not made available to the petitioner, and the order of cancellation of license was sustained. A specific plea has been made by the learned counsel for the petitioner that despite the direction of this court in the earlier writ petition, the inquiry report was never furnished to him. On this issue, this court had directed the state council to file a detailed counter affidavit. The counter affidavit which has been filed does not advert to the aforesaid issue at all. Thus it appears that in the second instance also, the petitioner has not been afforded the inquiry report. We can only say that this is intransigence on the part of the appellate authority, which is not appreciated. The order passed by the appellate authority, which has been impugned in this petition, is hereby set aside. The matter is remitted to the appellate authority.
Licensing authority, my lord, respondent 3, my lord, is the licensing. The appellate authority is mainly concerned with the respondent 3, my lord, sub-divisional officer. He is the licensing authority. उन्हीं को डायरेक्शन दे दिया जाए टू कंसीडर.
क्या लिखा पढ़िए? The matter is remitted to the appellate authority again for affording the copy of the inquiry report and then passing a fresh order in accordance with law. The appellate authority ought to understand that he would be held solely responsible for the delay in any decision in this case, as also he could have any delay in the disposal of this case. The appellate authority also appears to be in contempt of an order passed by this court in not supplying the copy of the inquiry report and disposing of the appeal in the absence of, without following such direction. However, we are not taking any action in the matter for the present, hoping that the order passed by this court shall, in this instance, be complied with in true spirit, and a reasoned order shall be passed within a period of 1 month from the date of receipt of the production of a copy of this order, failing which a serious view in the matter shall be taken. Any order passed by the appellate authority shall be made available to the petitioner forthwith. The writ petition stands disposed of.
Civil 9, Mr. Vijayan.
May please, Your Worship. My lords, earlier this matter had been adjourned for us to file a supplementary affidavit.
Louder, sir. You
My lord.
perhaps get away from the mic.
I'm sorry.
No. We need to hear you.
My lords, earlier this matter had been adjourned
Yes.
for us to file a supplementary affidavit, my lords, since the
What was lacking in the petition? We don't remember.
Pleadings were deficient. Well, this is with respect to release of a truck.
Yes.
It was seized in pursuance to an FIR which is at Annexure 1, page 15, my lords. Now, my lords, thereafter, if your lordships will kindly see the supplementary affidavit. My lords, Annexure 4 to the supplementary affidavit.
Yes.
At page 8, my lords, is an order of this honorable court. Because of this, because of the seizure, my lords, we had come to this honorable court. And this honorable court, my lords, by Annexure 4 had directed the Chief Judicial Magistrate, my lords, to take action under Section 451 of the CRPC and release the truck, my lords. However, my lords, when the report was called for by the CGM Madhubani, my lords, the report informed that there had already been a confiscation case which had been initiated, number 7 of 1920. Now, my lords, therefore, we were relegated back to the confiscation proceedings, and thereafter, your lordship will turn to page Annexure 5, my lords, the next page. My lords, the entire order sheet from page 39 to 49, my lords, talks of the proceeding. The proceeding was hearing, in the proceeding was concluded. However, my lords, if I may draw your lordship's attention to page 48, my lords, this is order dated 18/2/2020, which says, my lords, I'll be reading the typed copy. It says, Varnit Vad Adesh Hetu Dinant. My lords.
What is this faulty way of... no, this is not your fault, this is the fault of the office. The way they would cut up, they would strike off one paging, put another paging, and then they would round it off. We don't know which is the paging that you are referring to. 48 को कटा हुआ है, 19. This is after the... Yes.
Page 48, my lords.
48, the number which has been struck off. Now it is 19 with the
Very well, my lords. I mean, this is order dated 18th of February 2020.
All right. वर्णित आदेश.
आदेश में हजूर पढ़ के सुनाते हैं. वर्णित वाद आदेश हेतु दिनांक 11/1/2020 को हस्ताक्षरी के समक्ष प्रस्तुत किया गया. विधि व्यवस्था एवं अन्य कार्यालय.
ठीक है, वो बिजी थे. उसके बाद क्या हुआ फिर?
Now this is still pending. This is still pending, and then, my lords, my friend will pay.
What counter affidavit have you filed?
My lords, I which said 3 months, and these 3 months also, my lords, is over. Thereafter, my lords, before we are again before.
No, this is a different petition.
No, my lords, it's the same case. Ram Singh, my lords, it is in. This is at page 21, my lords, Annexure 6 of the same affidavit. Now, in this, my lords, there was a direction to do away with the confiscation case within 3 months. Now, my lords, after this, when this was also not done, we again, my lords, we visited this High Court, my lords, in contempt, and the contempt is pending before your lordships.
Contempt of the order passed in 5/12.
My lords.
You cannot file a contempt.
My lords.
You cannot file a contempt
My lords, I am not on that aspect.
So therefore, please don't refer to it.
Very well, my lords. But then, my lords, we are before your lordships. And
now,
my lords.
Here, if he doesn't follow the directives, then you would be perfectly within your rights, and you just need to indicate we will take him in contempt.
My lords, my one line, my lords, if your lordships will give me the liberty. My lords, this alternative remedy, my lords, has to be taken by my lords a little seriously. Because, my lords, what is there are about 40 statutes in this state of Bihar, so where the district magistrate happens to be the.
Now, before you complete it, one of the division benches, the chief secretary and home secretary and some other officer who was directly overseeing the GAD, General Administration Department, were summoned, and this question only was put to them, that why don't you make amendments in various statutes divesting the responsibility of the district magistrate to some other officer, especially designated officer, because we do understand their problem. Right from to the general administration, they are quasi judicial authority in several such acts.
At times becoming a
now a circular has come only 15 days ago, where many of such definition of the collector has been changed, and the deputy collector or LRDC have been made in charge, and these collectors have been directed that they should give primacy to these statutory functions.
My lords.
But we are, whether it will bear or not, this we will see in future. But otherwise, we are not oblivious to all this.
No, I quite see that.
Here, the vehicle of the petitioner was seized pursuant to a criminal case having been lodged against him. When the petitioner came up before this court for a direction to have the vehicle released in his favor, this court, by order dated 11/6/2019, passed in CWJC number 11878 of 2019, directed the Chief Judicial Magistrate to look into the matter and dispose of the application of release of the vehicle of the petitioner if no confiscation proceeding would have been initiated by then. First off, it so happened that on the report so received by the CGM, it was found that the confiscation proceeding had already been set afoot. First off, the proceedings have continued. The confiscation proceedings have continued for a long time, and the learned counsel for the petitioner has shown to this court the last of the orders passed in such proceeding, which only indicates that because of the busy schedule of the presiding officer, no final order has been passed. We cannot countenance such an approach of a quasi-judicial authority, especially in matters relating to the rights of an individual, which is under challenge. The learned counsel for the state, however, submits that a final decision shall be taken by the authority within next 30 days to be counted from today. The learned counsel for the petitioner has been asked by this court to intimate the concerned authority of the import of the order passed today with respect to the deadline for deciding the confiscation case. Let the confiscation authority decide the matter within the next 30 days as assured by the learned counsel for the state, and any order so passed, needless to say, would be a reasoned one and a copy of such order shall be afforded to the petitioner for him to challenge it if he is not satisfied.
Manoj,
The petition stands disposed of.
Manoj, will it be a little too, asking a little too much if I say that in case he doesn't do it in 30 days, my lords, the vehicle would be released?
We will be more interested in issuing contempt notice to the officer,
Very well.
more
Very
than
well.
the release.
Very well. Very well.
This is a peremptory order, he shall.
Very well. Obliged, Manoj. Grateful.
Serial
Grateful.
10, Mr. Mithilesh Kumar Upadhyay.
Yes? Nobody appears. Pass out.
Serial 11, Mr. Vinod Kumar Singh.
May it please. But there is a provision for appeal, my lord, under section 6C, my lord. The petitioner has...
After some arguments, Land Counsel for the Mr. Sumit Kumar Singh, Land Counsel for the petitioner withdraws this petition in order to prefer an appeal
My lord.
against the order impugned. Stop. Permission is accorded. Stop. The petition is disposed of as withdrawn, but with the liberty to the petitioner to prefer the appeal as contemplated, as mandated under the Act, as mandated under the Control Order of 2006, under the EC Act.
EC Act. The limitation...
Limitation stands.
Limitation if...
इसका मतलब ये हुआ.
जी जी. Obliged.
Serial 12, Mr. Rajesh Kumar.
Yes.
My lords,
आपने annexures को टाइट कॉपी दिया है?
by way of supplementary, my lords, I have.
जो टाइप कॉपी भी दिया है, अब बताइए क्या है क्या? ये भी तो उतना ही इलेजिबल है। हाँ, इसकी टाइप कॉपी भी दीजिए, लेजिबल कॉपी भी दीजिए, सब। आप ऐसे फोटोस्टैट दुकान में जाते हैं जिसके मशीन में इंक नहीं है, फिर तो वही दिया आपने। आप अपने पिटीशन से दिखाइए, आप पढ़ सकते हैं।
माय लॉर्ड्स,
आप पढ़ सकते हैं, हम लोग तो नहीं पढ़ सकते।
मिलोट्स,
नहीं पढ़ सकते हैं वकील साहब। अब आप कहें कि एनेक्चर्स को बिना पढ़े अगर ऑर्डर करना हो तो हम लोग तैयार हैं।
मिलोट्स,
टाइप करा के दें इन सबको। आप पता नहीं कि दूसरी दुकान में जाकर फोटो स्टैट करवाएं।
मिलोट्स, फोटो स्टेट देयर आफ्टर मिलोट्स, टाइप कॉपी इज आल्सो मिलोट्स।
टाइप भी दिया है,
माय लॉर्ड्स।
चलो हम बोलिए, बस करिए।
मिलोट्स,
पास से ना।
माय लॉर्ड्स, द petitioner मिलोट्स, his candidature has been not considered मिलोट्स।
आप गए कंसर्न अथॉरिटी के पास?
मिलोट्स, माय लॉर्ड्स,
कंसर्न अथॉरिटी के पास गए आप?
my lords, that has on that view, my lords, the first of all, my lords, before the authority concerned, my lords, and on that occasion, my lords, a report was called for, my lords, and
From whom? We firstly
from the
intended-
east, from the secretary, my lords, and the secretary has given, my lords, to the DM, my lords, a guideline, my lords. It has also been annexed by the estate, my lords, in his counter affidavit, my lords. And thereafter, my lords, annexure 6, my lords. Last line, my lords. Last paragraph, my lords, annexure 6, my lords. श्री रंजीत कुमार से प्राप्त आवेदन है। मैं आई रीड मिलोट्स, इफ लॉर्डशिप।
ये क्या हुआ? आप किसके यहाँ गए? अपील में आप फाइल किया सेक्शन 32 में?
मिलोट्स,
सेक्शन 32 में आप डिस्ट्रिक्ट मैजिस्ट्रेट के पास गए?
मिलोट्स, मिलोट्स, इन दिस केस मिलोट्स
के आगे
अपील।
पढ़िए ना आप। सेक्शन 32 में आप चैलेंज किया इनकी जो प्राइवेट रेस्पोंडेंट नंबर 7 है, दुर्गावती कुमारी या दुर्गावती कुमार, उनको लाइसेंस मिल गया ना?
जी जी।
और आपको नॉन सूट कर दिया ये कहते हुए कि आपकी शादी दूसरे गांव में हो गई है।
जी।
तो इसके अगेंस्ट आप अपील फाइल कर सकते थे ना सेक्शन 32 में। किया है?
नहीं हुजूर।
तो नहीं किया है तो हम यहाँ क्या देखेंगे?
डिस्ट्रिक्ट मिलोट्स,